Hi guys, I'm Penny and I'm an oyster boy, and today I'm going to be talking about the Chubby fermentation vessel all the way from Keg King on Australia. So for any of you that watched our previous videos, we've done a couple of reviews on other pressure fermentation vessels. Now the issue is a lot of the other ones we've actually looked into have been a little bit too big to store in an under-counter fridge. Now, like most home brewers, I tend to do my fermentation in a temperature controlled under-counter fridge. Usually plugs in, I've got the controller, it can either do heating or cooling. But the issue is, the way that these under-counter fridges tend to be, is you have a little bit in the corner where the refrigerant happens. So what you tend to find is you only have a 30 centimetre circumference and about 90 centimetres high. A lot of the other ones we've used didn't really fit in there, and what tended to happen is I had to do the fermentation with my kegerator, or homemade kegerator, which meant I had warm beer, which is no good. So I've been searching the internet to try and find a smaller pressure ferment vessel that will fit in an under-counter fridge. Hopefully we found it. Hi guys, so I've got the unpacked the Chubby. So obviously we've got the vessel here. Got some nice carrying handles, makes life a lot easier. I've already put the temperature sticker on, and also it has obviously your measurement of how much liquid is in the vessel. And what we'll do is we'll come close, we'll take a closer look, and basically I'll assemble it really easy. So guys, here you've obviously got the screw lid when it's actually finished. You've got your float with the liquid tube. This is obviously the bit that goes underneath here with your connections on. So what you'll get is you'll come with a washer and a sort of, I suppose, steel tube, so two of them, and then you'll get your liquid out and your gas in. Make sure that this is connected to the liquid out. It doesn't matter which one you put on here, it just matters that this is connected to the black part. And obviously you've got your pressure control, so I think this is 25 psi, so it comes in, but you can get different options easily. So for example, with the other fermenters I've got a 10 and I've got a 15. So we'll assemble it. So you've got your steel tube, put the washer on, roll that down, reminds you of something, doesn't it? Hey, that slides in there. Let's do the other one as well. That, on we go, slides in there, down we go, and then let's do the liquid. So you'll get a spring and these stoppers. Be very careful, I nearly dropped mine down the patio, but that goes through the small bit of the spring like so, and then feed it in, and it's basically your bit there. So all I'd say, just be careful with this because it is plastic, so it can't cross thread. So when you're assembling it, just be gentle. So again, same again, spring, small end with the stopper goes in she goes, like so. You see the end bit there. I tend to just screw it so it's this way around, just so the spring and the stopper doesn't fall out, because that is going to be a nightmare if you drop it on the floor and you can't find it. Okay, so those two bits are in, pressure, and it goes like so. There we go, and then it just is a case of pulling it like that just to check it has got pressure in it. So if you want to use this not as a pressure fermenter, then you can obviously put a spunding valve from there, set it to 0. So these will come separate. I'm not taking it off because this is probably the most taskful part of the actual connection part. So some people have actually measured this from the bottom and put it in. I think I cut mine down a little bit, but it's a float, so it's going to float, and is it going to make much difference? I don't know. So tube, obviously, I mean, what you could do, I suppose, you could put it in hot water just to get it a bit more malleable, but what you're trying to do is essentially get it over this tube. So it goes over like that. I'll just do it just for the sake of it. So you could sort of cut it as an angle like I've done, just to make life a little bit more easier. And then it's like putting a Johnny on that's too tight for your knob. Hey, Mark's never had that problem. Hey, and then a case of forcing that on. Okay, I'm happy with that. It's pretty much all to the top. So this goes in here. So this has gone in here now, so you can see the float is at the bottom. This goes on top. Make sure, so one of the things that I've noticed with this is sometimes when you're screwing it on, this has come down, so I've screwed it like this, and you can actually get it on to an aspect if you're not paying attention, and then I've realised it's fermented and not been under pressure, defeat the whole object. So make sure it's lifted up. On she goes, and there it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and we're going to have a quick Q&A session with Ace and see what we think.
Hi guys, I'm Mark.
I'm Penny.
And we are the Oyster Boys, and we're back again to talk about the Chubby. We're talking about Penny's Chubby.
Yeah.
Tell us all about your Chubby. It's quite a short Chubby actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only something like, I think it's, by the time you include the actual connections at the top, it's 750 mil. Check that, because I don't want to say it, someone buys it off that particular thing and then goes, it doesn't fit. I think my fridge was...
I'll put the correct height on the screen now.
I think my fridge is like something like 820 mil. Inside. And it fits. Because basically, the thing is, in one of my fridge, like most of them, in that corner, there's that bit that sticks out.
Where the compressor is.
Yeah, and then you struggle. So the issue I had with the Apollo, is it comes with that stand, doesn't it?
For context, right, the reason why I got the Chubby is because the Keg King Apollo didn't fit in his under-counter fridge.
Yeah. What you've got, the Fermenter.
The Fermenter all-rounder wouldn't fit in the under-counter fridge. When you put the spunding valve, well, the disconnect on the top, it wouldn't fit in, would it? No. Okay.
Space is a premium. Space is a premium,
yeah.
So I'd done the research, I had a look out, and up popped the Chubby, and I give it a go.
So up popped his Chubby.
So I basically thought I just went with it, and let's see how it goes. So it's now, we haven't got it here because it's now on its second usage. So it's being fermented again. So
you got the light-hearted ale in there at the moment, yeah.
So yeah, the brew that come out, the first brew that I did was the Blue Moon clone.
Well, yet to be tried.
So the jury's out. So
what I suppose the questions that I would want to ask is, what do you think of the build quality of it overall? Because we've got a couple of different pressure fermenters. Obviously, we've got the Apollo, which is from Keg King as well.
Yeah.
We've got the Fermenter. Build quality wise, how is it?
Yeah, so I think one of the things, so it's definitely, you can see that the plastic isn't as thick as it is on the Apollo. The Apollo, you touch it, you can't really, it's not malleable, is it?
No, it's pretty well, I mean, after you've used it, mate, it's... I'll put a picture on the screen of what the Apollo looks like now.
So, whereas this, it's really, and when I made the Blue Moon, so I put the spunding valve on. So obviously, gas can go out, but gas can't go in.
But yeah.
Yeah. So it's not under pressure, but when you lower the temperature, obviously then the gas starts being absorbed into the beer.
Yeah.
So when I took it out, I went, what the hell's happened here? And it looked like it all...
Yeah, so you've left the spunding valve on and cold crashed it.
Yes.
Or you've taken, or take the spunding valve off and cold crash it.
I kept it on, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so I mean, for me personally, if I was cold crashing it, I'd put it on gas at the same time because I'd just cheat and use the time to carbonate my beer at the same time.
See, I couldn't have done that because I can't, because it's all about space. I can't fit CO2 gas inside the fridge.
You need to drill a hole then, don't you, mate?
It's not like it's going to affect the fit, but anyway.
What about through the drain tube, actually? Could you put your CO2 pipe through?
CO2 is being used to power for my beer that's on the...
Have you only got one, have you?
I have, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Makes sense then.
Yeah, right. So there's that part anyway. There is no tube down the middle to put your temperature probe.
The thermal well?
Thermal well, yeah.
You could put a thermal well in it yourself, though, I guess.
What, drill it in and seal it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you could do. So, but I don't mind...
Got a spare one?
I don't mind just keeping that fridge at the right temperature.
Yeah.
Because if that sets a thermic, it's going to give off heat, and then it's going to obviously, the fridge is going to come on, and then...
Yeah, because you've got ink, but you can just take the thing to the side.
Yeah, so that's not the end of the world. I quite like a bit of the temperature probe. I quite like having it, keeping it to room temperature anyway, and stick with that. So it hasn't got that. The biggest actual negative of it, cleaning it. Because you can stick your hand in the Apollo, you can fit your hand through it. You can fit your hand through it,
Yeah.
and you can clean it all. You can't with the Chubby.
Is it? Because obviously I'm not.
You can't
seen
see it, so it's about that big.
Right. Okay.
So you cannot get your hand through it. So, but also, so the maximum you can brew on it, I think, is 30 litres. Which even if you did 30 litres, I think the Krausen's going to be coming out the spunding valve. So if you do like a 19 litre, you're basically only 2/3 down.
If you did like a 10-litre brew in there, you'd be really struggling to. You need a brush, wouldn't you? Or something?
Well, yeah, but don't forget it's curved. So when you're putting that brush in, it goes like it's a curve like a can. So your angle to try and clean it, it's all off. So what I have to do is I have to fill it up 19 litres or 10 litres with warm water, and obviously where the Krausen forms, and then when you clean it out, it's a dry Krausen.
So it's all crudded on.
It's all crudded on it.
I suppose there's things you can get though, but then it's buying another product. So like I've got that bucket blaster, which is basically a immersion pump with a pipe that sticks out the top, and it just shoots up, and then your cleaning product runs down the side walls. And if you use like
Would that be powerful enough to clear a Krausen off the side?
Yeah, so I use it with my all-rounders, and I use quite a strong solution of Chemsan in there, which is it's a brewery cleaner basically.
Yeah.
And I sort of like turn it on, run it for 10 minutes, and I'll go about my day and do my other stuff. When I come back, literally everything off the inside is gone.
Right, fair enough.
It's clean.
Right.
It's just gone. There's some new cleaning products. I saw a video review of one from Martin and Stiffo at the Malt Miller for Enzy Brew, which is an enzymatic brewery cleaning product.
Yeah.
Which
was that a powder you just add to water or something?
Yeah. So add it to water and just leave it to soak.
Right.
And literally when you come to pour it away, it's pretty much eaten away. I think they showed a video of them on a stainless fermenter. And they expected to have to scrub it off afterwards, but when they drained all the water out, there was no dirt left on there.
So you'd have to fill it up to 19 litres and top it up, or have it on its side and just turn it.
Or use like a clean-in-place solution. Like you can get things that you can just pump and it'll spray around the inside and stuff.
In terms of with a brush?
No go.
No.
Unless you've got tiny
little pie-eating hands.
Check my small hand.
Yeah.
So unless you've got small hands, you can get Harrison to do it.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, sure. Stick it out there, scrubber. Yeah. So that, but honestly, you think it's like it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal.
Yeah. So so you would love like a wide mouth version of that.
Basically,
of the Chubby, a wide mouth Chubby.
Yeah. Yeah, because you cannot clean it, and it's a massive ball ache because you get it out and it's a waste of water. It's a time. It's a hassle. It's like trying to get a sponge in there and like just literally scrape at the sides. But in regards to why I got it was for the space, and it fits perfectly in that under-counter fridge, and it is now going to be my choice of fermentation vessel moving forward. Buckets are gone.
Yeah, buckets are gone.
Buckets are gone. We're not using buckets anymore.
I haven't for almost a year now. I think probably right. So the only
ever since you had to buy that beer kit 3 times in a row,
that siren sound wave that I had to repeatedly buy. For me, the only thing I use the old buckets that I would have for now is like making up star sand or collecting the RO water from the filter.
Yes,
that's literally
that's all I use it for now. Yeah.
I don't brew in buckets anymore. I just don't. Why would you when you've got that kind of equipment? So that was a couple of negatives. Positive, obviously the space is a massive one.
Space is a massive thing.
Has it got the handles built in?
Comes with handles.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. Yes. Comes with handles. They're great.
And it stands on itself, this one as well.
Stands on itself,
so, obviously I've got the Fermenter all-rounder and we've used the Apollo. And the problem with both of them, actually, so the Fermzilla, there's a strapping system that you can get where you can strap the Fermzilla onto the base. It's an extra 10 or 15 quid when you've already paid all the money for that. And the Apollo, we've got the Apollo snub nose, so it's like conical at the bottom and it comes with a stand. Pardon me. But the stand, there's no way of attaching that stand unless you just rig up something with some string. No way of attaching the stand to it. And like I brew outside the back door and then I ferment in the shed at the bottom of the garden and I'm waddling down and it's like, I've had to buy the straps of the Fermzilla because I can't pick it up here, walk it down and then put it down without a stand.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's got the handles built in and a base built in so you can move it around is mega.
Yeah, and obviously you can pressure ferment in it. It only comes with a 25 PSI connection, but then...
you've got a spunding valve anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I've got a spinning valve edit, but
yeah, because the Apollo comes with 3
so
different spinning valves.
does Fermenter as well.
No, the Fermenter didn't come with any. Well, it came with it came with 1 PRV.
The white one. It's 25, I think that isn't
It's
it?
a red one. I can't remember. I can't remember what it is, but it came with one. But the thing is, for me, I knew that I'd be using it with because I already bought a spinning valve assembly anyway, so it was like it made no difference at all.
That's fair enough.
How much was it?
You say that as if asked me before. It was £60.
£60.
Yeah. So when you're comparing that with the Apollo, you are getting which is £100.
Yeah.
I don't really understand. I mean, who cares if it's a bit squidgy on the sides?
As long as it works, it works.
As long as it works, it works. Yes, you don't get different things, but you can buy a spinning valve for less than 40 quid.
Well, yeah, of course you can, because it's like a tenner. But I think there's benefits to the Apollo snub nose, which was
of course
used before. The fact that it's conical means that you've got less contact with the yeast in the beer, so you should be able to use it as a unitank and serve out of it.
You can use that as a unitank though.
Yeah, all right, okay.
The float's at the top.
Yeah, so for 40 quid less, that explains why you're not getting the thermal well, you're not getting 3 different thingies. Doesn't really explain the narrower lid. Less narrow lids are cheaper. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, the conicalness, the firmer well, I'm not bothered. Yes, it's a Ball Lock to clean, but in terms of practicality, I mean, I reckon a lot more home brewers have under-counter sink fridges for their fermentation than maybe a double-sized fridge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty lucky in the fact that I managed to get that one for basically nothing.
And you've got the space to do it as well.
The shed.
The brewing shed. So for me, it's cheaper, more practical. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. So for you moving forward now, this is your go-to fermenter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I think that's a good review of the of a fermentation.
Yeah. It's an honest review as well, isn't it? Because we're not just sat here waxing lyrical about how good it is. And don't get me wrong, it's a great product. There are things about it that aren't as good as like the Apollo, or I mean, I don't know whether it's not as good as the Fermzilla, because I do think genuinely overall the Keg King build quality on their products is better than the Fermzilla build quality. Like the plastic on the Keg King ones is thicker. I haven't checked it on the.
You've not seen the Chubby.
I've not seen your Chubby, no. The Apollo definitely was much better quality plastic than the Fermzilla all-rounder.
You've seen how quick it took me to set the Chubby up. It was...
So I think that the Keg King products are great, but there are bits that are a downside. It's not got as much stuff as the Apollo, but it's 40 quid cheaper. So,
and if space is the key element
space
and the
is
priority,
then go for it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Why wouldn't you? Thanks very much for watching. Smash like, hit subscribe, and catch you on the next one.
Yeah.
Oysters out.